Chris Yaron, Brett, I really like him as a player, and he's come into the system. You've played him forward line. I'd love to see him play more in the midfield, only because one reason, I think it adds to your midfield, but he's a super kick and can set forwards up. Late in this game on Saturday night, you did move him into the midfield a bit more, and I just thought he showed with his disposal how effective he can be. Is there a chance we'll see more of him there?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe not so much this year, but going forward, I think it'll be something that you see Chris grow to his game, come into the midfield and really use that skill that he can do. He just come off an injury, played reserves the week before, so it was something we couldn't just push him to go and play midfield second game up.
You would have heard my criticism of Thornton.
Yep.
Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I thought his body language was poor on the night. And we don't want to stage for free kicks, and there was one there that he did, and at a critical time he probably went for the free kick. So I thought his body language was really poor in the game.
What about when he couldn't get beyond Sandilands' shoulders and played out on Simo?
I think if you look behind the goals, I think that was a team effort there. There was 3 men spare, and there was only Cade Simpson there helping Brett Thornton. So whether that was Brett's frustration with Cade, but I thought there was other players that could assist Brett in that spalling effort.
And just for the record, Mark Murphy missed with some hamstring soreness. There was no issue with him being out late on the Thursday night?
No, there was he hurt his hamstring on the Wednesday night, so yeah, he was ruled out. So
nothing to do with disciplinary problems or anything like that. No.
Lockie Henderson, I've got to say I'm a bit of a fan, because I think he's a long way from being a really good player. But gee, he goes at it hard. He attacks the footy, and for a bloke who's only played in the forward line maybe a dozen games of AFL football, I think you've got something to work with there.
Yeah, I think Lockie, as a young man, I think just to get the games under his belt will be really critical for him. But yeah, I thought early in the season he sort of played one way, and we sort of gone back to the reserves and tried to add a few tricks. And he's a smart footballer, and a little bit like Whitnell, can get into the right spot at the right time. So I think just playing games for Lockie will just help his development really quickly.
And what about this ability to beat a couple of very good teams and then an ability to go under against teams that you should beat? What is it about the team that is causing that?
Yeah, I think the consistency part of our game is something that we're working extremely hard, and bringing the same approach week in, week out, and I thought we've fallen away. I think even on the weekend we thought we were, at the start of the game against the Kangaroos, we were off the mark a bit with our hardness, and on the weekend I think early on it was by quarter time it was 8 hardball gets or 9 hardball gets to 24, and I think Fremantle really set the tone early in the game.
Something else Rob raised in the first break, Brock McLean is in your best 22, and can you play Brock and Richard Hadley together in the same team? I
don't know if we can play both together. I think that would be a match committee view that we probably couldn't at this stage, but Brock didn't play reserves. He was out with a crook knee, and he might have to get some surgery on that. So yeah, just backing up with some of the 6-day turnarounds that we've had, there's been some games that would left him out because of that, and he hasn't quite been right. So
when will you make the call on that?
That'll be found out probably tomorrow. So yeah, we'll just.
Are we talking season ending or
no? It'll just be a clean up. We've got the break, so we may as well use that time, and that'll only be a week or 2 out, and he'll come back into calculations.
Jared Waite reported 3 times this year. What happened on Saturday night? You know, Tim and I have differing opinions on it. What's your view?
It's a tough one with the ball being, I think, around that 5 metres or 10 metre mark. Armfield's bursting down the field. You're looking at Dennis. You think you can give him a little bit of support. Yeah, it might have just been a little bit out of the radius there of the Shepherd rule, but I thought Jared was trying to do the right thing for the team and support his man. But yeah, it is a very grey one, that one, hitting players when they got their head facing the other way.
And Hampson or Warnock, who will get first crack, do you think?
We've probably got 8-10 days to have a think about that, and the players will go on a break for 3 days, and we'll sit down as a match committee and go sort of through that on Saturday and sort of try and put some things in place, and whoever comes in will get a good crack at it for sort of 3 or 4 weeks.
You've got 3 pretty handy second string ruckmen with Jacobs as well.
Yep.
Are they competing with each other to avoid the potential of a trade? Because I'd imagine your list does need some embellishment before it can go the whole way.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a debate most teams have. Can you carry 4 ruckmen? I think now with Matthew out, I think we'll have to look at the how his injury is going at the end of the year. I think he should run in September, so that'll give us a real gauge on where he's at. So I think that'll sort of add to that, I suppose, list management debate that'll go on, and we'll sit down there and have a look at what's the best option.
Brett, the team's sitting 7 wins and 6 losses, and I reckon the last 2 losses are losses that you might have thought, well, you know, we should win those games. You've lost one of your best players in Matthew Cruiser. So where are you looking forward to now? You know, I said 20 minutes ago, you can't win a grand final. That's just my opinion. How do you look at the rest of the season? Do you think you can make finals, and do you select players so that you make the finals, or are you looking to select players so that you can be in a grand final in 2 years' time?
I think the combination, Rob. I think we need to look for the future, but our aim, and it hasn't changed whether we beat a couple of teams up at the top or we lose some games, it doesn't change. Our ambition at the start of the year was to play finals, and we knew through the season there'd be some ups and downs, and to keep our head above water with the win-loss ratio. And at the moment we're 7 and 6, 7th position. We want to play finals, and at the moment, if the season finished, we would, but there's still a lot of footy to be played.